Today's video will be a review on the Tuco Compressor by Sonimus. Hello, welcome to the Music Rig. My name is Ernesto. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is compression. Several months ago, Sonimus reached out to me and they asked if I would be interested in doing a review on their plugin. It's called the End Console, and I'll have a link somewhere around here so that way you guys who have not seen the video can check it out. I've done 2 reviews on it. And so I decided to go ahead and do the video review. And I thought the plugin was pretty fantastic. I've used it on various mixes and it's done wonders for me. Now, I figured, I would want to know about their compressor. What can this Tuco compressor do? So before we dive into that, I want to let you know that Sonimus has provided me with an affiliate link. So if you decide to pick up any of their plugins on their website, go ahead and use that affiliate link. It actually helps out the channel. We get a small little cut out of every sale. And so for those of you who've already done so in the past, thank you so much for considering that. And I just want to dive into this video because compression is something I'm really passionate about. So let's talk about the Tuco compressor.
If you're not interested in listening to my dad ramble on, then please skip ahead to the audio samples. Or examples.
Examples.
I said samples.
Examples.
Examples.
Or samples.
Okay.
The Tuco compressor plugin by Sonimus is based on an all-tube vari-mu design. It features 4 modes: fast attack compressor, slow attack compressor, fast attack limiter, slow attack limiter. There's also a release knob with slow to fast settings. There are 3 modes for the VU meter: gain reduction, input, and output. Hey, if you're still here watching, thank you, but also remember to give this video a like. All right, so let's check underneath the hood of the Tuco Comp. There are 3 stereo modes: dual mono, vintage stereo, and modern stereo. When using it in mono mode, the Tuco compressor processes a stereo input through a mono unit compressor. For stereo vintage mode, it feeds the sum of both channels left and right into a single unit detector circuit, then applies the same gain reduction to each channel. In the manual, it indicates that this mode sounds open and wide. In stereo modern, each channel left and right is processed independently. So this combines the 2 gain reduced channels into one, resulting in equal gain reduction for both sides. And then of course, for dual mono, each channel is processed independently by 2 compressor units. There's a mix control, which is great for parallel compression. The output tube saturation is controlled by a drive knob. You'll see this one here. There's an A/B switch, so that you're able to do an A/B comparison. This is pretty cool. There are presets that are already set up in there. So basically you can edit, rename, and remove presets and groups. Let's go over the specifics of the controls. The amount is seen here. It functions more like a threshold control. Simply adjust the amount of compression. There's an auto makeup gain, AMG. When enabled, auto makeup gain compensates for volume drop resulting from compression. To activate the auto makeup gain, click the amount label. You'll see that here on the screen. The auto makeup gain does not modify audio dynamics. Rather, it calculates a gain compensation approximation. Use this in conjunction with your ears and the output control knob. According to the manual, for optimal results, your input level signal must be 0 VU from -20 to -16 dBFS. dBFS is decibels relative to full scale. The SCHP screw applies a high-pass filter to the sidechain input signal. From personal experience, compressors tend to be highly sensitive to signals with low frequency. Using this feature allows the compressor to be less sensitive to frequencies below the selected high-pass filter. This is great when you don't want to lose too much low end from instruments like your bass, your drums, or percussive sounds. The drive knob adjusts the amount of tube-style saturation. When it's set to 0, saturation is bypassed. The session I've opened is the song Run to You. I wrote and produced it for my band some years ago. We'll play it first, bypassed, and then I'll engage Tuco after that, and then we'll toggle through some of the settings. So in compressor mode, position 1 would be your slow attack compressor. We're getting anywhere from 1 to 2 decibels of gain reduction. We're going to move the sidechain high-pass filter as we play back. Pay attention to the kick and the snare. Did you notice how the sound of the snare changed? There's more sustain on it. You can hear the compression. This is what I've noticed. On the slow attack compressor mode, which is position 1, it's allowing more of the snare transient to get through. I'm hearing more of the snap and the pop of the snare, whereas fast attack compressor mode is clamping down on the snare a bit more. I've created my own preset in limiter mode. I selected the modern stereo mode. Here it's listed as stereo modern. And what I'll do is I'll toggle back and forth between the fast attack limiter mode and the slow attack limiter mode. Threshold is set at 4. Output is set at 15 and release at 5. Mix at 100%. Drive knob is at 6.3. Sidechain HP set to 80 Hertz. All right, here we go. Tuco features 2 mix modes. You can access the 2 mix control options by clicking the mix label on the user interface. According to Sonimus, the mix before output control is a bit more intuitive, and here's where you can blend the dry-wet signal without worrying about matching dry and wet signal volumes. Your dry signal is adjusted automatically to match your compressed signal volume. Output knob affects both signals, wet and dry. Now, when you select mix after output control, this is more of a traditional mode where the dry signal is not compensated automatically. In this mode, you must level the compressed signal using the output knob to achieve your desired dry-wet signal ratio. The output knob only affects the compressed signal. We'll click on after output control. All right, here we go. There is a release knob as well, and this will be to adjust the compressor's release speed. So the release speed on this knob goes from fast all the way to slow. So at the 0 position, that would be the fastest setting, and then all the way fully clockwise at 10, that would be the slowest speed as far as the release time is concerned. Next, I'm going to switch between limit and compress mode. I want to make this snappier. Let's adjust the release time and the threshold. All right, we're going to go with the slow attack limiter, and we'll also use drive to see if we can round off some of those transients that are being let through in slow limiter mode. mix knob blends the dry uncompressed signal with the wet compressed one. All right, let's put the Tuco comp on guitars. We'll play it first in bypass and then turn it on after. Let's do the limiter in fast attack mode. I'll click on the screen so you can see the different settings that are being used on this guitar bus. I'm going to switch through the different stereo modes. Pay attention to when we go from mono back to stereo. If you would like more examples of how I use Tuco Compressor, please let me know in the comment section and I'll make another video with additional source material. Some years ago, I had the opportunity to go to a Summer NAMM show, and so this is the backstory of what got me interested about vari-mu style compression. So I'm there at a booth and I see that there's this vari-mu compressor. I proceed to go ahead and just try it out. I'm speaking through this mic, sing a couple notes there, and it just sounded like it was finished, like it was a nice sheen, a nice polish that I heard. And that really had me thinking, wow, I have experience with lots of other compressors, particularly the LA2A was like my go-to. The actual physical hardware, the LA2A, I have plenty of experience, use that extensively, and I figured, this is a great tool to have in the studio, whether it's for recording or mixing. But all of the plugins that I've used that are modeling vari-mu style compressors, they didn't quite do it for me. Okay, that's just me. Okay, I know there are plenty of people out there that have used vari-mu style compression, whether it's a Fairchild or some other compressor. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at is this: I decided to go ahead and use vari-mu style compression and realize that not all circuits are the same. So whatever circuit Sonimus is using on their modeling of a vari-mu style compressor, it is fantastic. It does the subtle thing pretty nicely, but it also does the aggressive thing that I love from other compressors and other types of topology extremely well. The whole thing for me is about bringing out emotion out of the performance. So whether I'm recording it or mixing, in this case, I would be using the plugin to mix, right? So I feel like you can get a whole lot of nuance, but in a way that's very smooth. And if you want the whole aggressive thing where it's like really aggressive, whether it's like getting that immediate sound, that sense of urgency, this plugin can actually do that as well. As always, I enjoy sharing different topics with you. Today was this review on the Sonimus plugin Tuco, and I think this is a nice compressor to add. I have plenty of compressors, but I do like this one. It's a very simple layout, very easy to use, and I think many of you will get a lot of utility out of it. So I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, stay safe.